Mustard, ketchup and mustard. Bloop. Noise check? Yeah, we live. We out here.
Live.
Feel a little rusty, but
Man.
we back. It really does look like a post-game conference.
You know, what's good, family? Welcome to
Taking questions.
The Mirepoix, man.
Episode 51.
51.
51.
We back. We back, man.
And we back. Dude, I don't even remember how to start these things. Welcome back, Taste Buds.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here at the Mirepoix. As all our wonderful fans know, the Mirepoix is a French culinary term to describe pretty much the greatest flavor base known to man. It's onions, carrots, celery, reduced down a little bit of butter and fat. And as you know, our Mirepoix is our charm, our talents, our expertise, simmered down by you, the viewer, to create the greatest base for conversation, for good eats, and for an overall good time. That is the Mirepoix, if that feels... I think so, right? That was our intro.
Yeah.
I am one of your hosts, Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias, the reigning guild master for the guild, an event planning company focused on bringing to you unforgettable events, bringing everything to life, company parties, holiday parties, whatever you got planned, we're the ones to make it happen. I got some exciting news for you, but first, my wonderful co-host.
It is your boy, your favorite chef, Chef Kai's from the Chef Kai's Experience, where we provide the best luxurious dining experience in the comfort of your own home or the environment of your choosing, meaning that we'll bring our services to you wherever you are. So shall we be also providing you with an amazing experience. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, baby showers, podcast viewings. You know, we do it all, man. It's very limited to the things we don't do. And we do it all extraordinarily well. And yeah, man, it's been so long since we've been on here, man. I'm almost forgot how to be on the podcast.
Bro, it took us like 40 minutes to set up our little mobile studios. I'm like, how do we do this again?
Yeah.
The app had to update. Streamlabs had to get going. It has been a hot minute. And so today we planned for y'all, of course, pretty much an extra long recap episode, feeding y'all everything we've been up to, everything we got coming up, everything we're doing, letting you know why we've been a little absent with the holidays kicking our little booties. And of course, as you can see, looks like a post-game press conference. So we will gladly be taking any and all questions having to do with anything at all. You know, I'm a firm believer and I drink and I know things. So feel free to get them fingers twitching. Ask away, get us involved, all those beautiful, wonderful things. But dude, how the hell you been, man?
Man, my girl, shout out to Cassie, she's on, always on. I've been out of commission for the past 2 days, man. If anybody watched the Iron Bowl on Saturday, you know, traditionally we do our Sunday service. We did a Saturday service, invited the friends, the family, and we turned up, man. We turned up a little bit too much.
No such thing, baby.
There is a such thing, so and I met the maker.
We found our limit that day.
I found the limits that day, and 2-day hangover. It's been pretty crazy.
Hell yeah.
In addition to the holidays, you know, last week we did our packages, fed about 15 families. Was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday had, you know, actual Thanksgiving with family, and it was just like, man, this stuff really don't stop.
Dude, it does not stop.
Yeah, but you know, always want to be grateful in the midst of all the chaos. I was thinking last week, you know, when I was in the kitchen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, bro, our parents, our grandparents, they did this for years.
Easy money, dude.
Years, man. I never really realized how much work Thanksgiving was until last week. And mind you, I've done Thanksgiving dinners before, but it was just some type of revelation hit me like, yo, the folks was putting in work like every year for this. And you know, resources, the money that it cost, the time that it took. You got people bickering about what you do differently this year to your mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is a little different this year.
Yeah.
The fucking nerves. So,
dude, I ain't gonna lie. I had the thought, literally with Thanksgiving, it was very inspirational. When I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, people just don't have block parties anymore. People aren't doing cookouts anymore. People aren't doing this, that, or the third anymore. It just doesn't happen. And it clicked to me as I'm sitting there getting ready for my family's Thanksgiving because all the cooking got put on my shoulders. And I was sitting there and I was like, that's because we're supposed to be the ones carrying the torch.
Yeah.
But now we act like we don't got time. Now we act like we don't got the effort. And, I definitely started diving deeper into that mentality where I realized a big part of it is like the specialization of everyone. And it especially came too when like I had so many people asking me when I was doing the Thanksgiving dinner, oh wait, are you like officially a chef? Are you this? Are you that? I'm like, first of all, give me whatever title you want as long as it gets me paid. But also, since when do you need to be a chef to do a Thanksgiving dinner for your family? Since when do you need to be a chef to put these things on? Since when do you need to be a chef to host the cookout, to host the block party, to host the this or the that? Because that's the real question. When's the last time you've seen a block party, bro?
Yeah.
No, they don't happen no more.
Community is so finicky. People preach community. I don't think people really want to be around people like that, though.
No, dude,
what
not
I'm
no
saying? And even myself included, a block party, a little too much. I like my 10 close friends coming to the crib. I think the specialization is definitely a thing, bro. And even with the people you associate with. I feel like back in the day, you could have a house party and wouldn't mind inviting 30, 40 people. And letting your friends invite people. But you don't really see that anymore either, man. It's who's coming over? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't give you no +1 or no +2.
Yeah,
no, dude, that's to me a big part of that too comes from the digitization of everything and just the fact that I can find entertainment elsewhere. Like, I don't want to sound too much like an old head, but it really feels like the art of the conversation is gone because I think we can all agree. If I'm sitting there waiting for my car to get fixed and I'm in the waiting lobby, I would much rather be on my phone watching videos, playing little games, scrolling through Instagram, texting someone I actually do like, being on the phone with someone, than approaching a stranger and just being like, hey, they told me I gotta wait 2 hours and you're the only nearby source of entertainment. Who are you? What's your life like? Oh, wow, that's cool. That no longer exists. And even the thought of a block party, you're not alone in that, I'm sure if I went and spent the $1,000, $1,200 to single-handedly put together a block party, cook for my entire neighborhood, provide entertainment for the entire neighborhood, and I went around and said, hey guys, free party, just come by about, I want to get to know the neighborhood, I feel I would not get to meet everyone, and I would not get to see everyone. I feel a lot of people would be like, block party, dude, I don't even know you, I don't know any of my neighbors, I don't care to know y'all, I'm gonna go online,
I'm not completely turned off by the idea of a block party. I just think with the age of social media, there's so much exciting things going on. Like, so for me, a block party that I would want to be a part of is Carnival.
Yeah.
So my cousin Mia has been like raving about going to Carnival for like the last few months. And it's just because there's so much stuff going on. I don't think that entertainment in our area has been able to really deliver something extravagant. But I feel like in a sense, Fiesta is kind of a block party.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing is everything has had to get scaled to tremendous now.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to compete with what's available for free. So like, taking a look at newspapers and print ads, basically Instagram and other social medias, I get to talk to my potential clients, my clients, and my community as often as I want, however I want, and it's free. If I want to take a page out in the ad, it costs me 30, 50, 100, 70, whatever amount of dollars it costs. And so I sit there and I have to ask myself, is this even worth it because I can post online for free? And I feel that same mentality is what gets spread out to communities. Where it's, do I want to see you? Do I want to go to this small little block party where it's just a few tables of food and the neighbors talking? Hell no, the game's on TV right now. I'm going to watch that. Or you know what? Hey, I just bought a new video game and I'm having some friends come over. I'm going to sit here and play that. Like, you have so much to compete with, not just in the physical world. You know, how restaurants have stepped up their game to start delivering more than just food, and how the movie theaters have stepped it up to where now you got these mega cushion couch bed things to lay on.
You get a full-on dinner at the theaters now too, man.
Like, everything has stepped up to the point where socializing, it happens digitally because it's a lot cooler. You know, like, don't get me wrong, in person I can react way more than I can online. But online, it's also like turn-based combat. I speak my sentence, and then I wait for you to speak yours. It's not all the chaos that comes with, you know, actually being in front of a person. But anyways, before we start deep diving too much, it has been 4 weeks since we had an episode. Our last episode was 4 weeks ago.
When you say it like that.
Yeah, and it was the October recap at the, well, I guess 3 weeks ago. At the, like, right before Halloween.
Yeah.
First week of Thanksgiving. First week of November, bro. What'd you get into, man? I feel like at this point it's even hard to remember what I had going
on. Pull up the calendar.
Well, let's pull up the receipts. Let's pull up the tapes.
I don't even remember the last things we caught you guys up on, man.
No, see, the nice part was it was just a recap of like our previous episodes. You know, like we had our takeout episode, like we still had it, and then it's just November, man. It started like.
So we had anniversaries, did Jack and Jill drop off. I did another anniversary. Did a lot of wedding anniversaries, which is interesting because didn't know that. I met a cool guy for Veterans Day. I was just doing the first week.
Dude, at this point, we've done a whole lot, and I know I can't keep it temporally.
USAA. That's a fun word to say.
Yeah.
Or acronym. But they've been keeping me pretty busy, so did a couple of events for those clients. Yeah, I was getting into meeting, and into what you were saying earlier about how it's hard to talk to strangers, like when you're sitting there like working. I will say that I am on the opposite of that. Like, I'm almost more open to people when I'm just kind of chilling by myself. When I was doing holiday packages last week, I'm literally busting my ass in this kitchen. Turkeys, potatoes, all these things are having to get done. A young lady walks inside the kitchen, and I'm just kind of like, the heck? And she's like, yeah, I'm just looking at it, see if this is a kitchen that I want to rent in the future. But do you rent out of this kitchen often? I was like, no, I do mainly private chef work, so I'm usually in my client's home, so I'm not ever doing too much cooking outside of that. She's like, okay, well, you know, I'm looking for more chef friends and things like that. And long story short, you know, if I was a douche, I would have been like, excuse me, man, like, I'm working.
Like, you see me moving 1,000 miles a minute right now?
Either pick up a knife or, you know, skedaddle. But, you know, she stayed and we talked. And moving forward, she ended up showing up to my wine event tasting that I did at a Cosimo winery yesterday.
I was about to say, that was just yesterday, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I kind of believe that judging off your energy will determine. And I feel like even more so, people are super in tune with their emotions and who they want to give off energy to, and which is another reason why I feel like the world is getting smaller and smaller. We went from having a household of 30 to like 1-bedroom houses that they're making now. You know what I'm saying? So
the nuclear family
is crazy.
Dude, and that's a term that got coined literally in like the 60s and 70s. And it was done so literally just to like stop living with your cousins and your aunties and your uncles and your grandparents.
Yeah.
Get with your nuclear family, just your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters. Make sure you're out of the house by 18.
And what do you see from that? You see a lot of struggle, right? Because I mean, the beginning of men was we were tribal people. people. Like we're meant to be all together
Yeah.
in a close proximity, and things got done that way. Um, a lot of times I think, man, I wouldn't be mad being in a household full of my family members. That if I feel short here, cousin can pick me up here, or mom or dad or whatever. And that's, we can get it into the government and how the government was meant to devise us all from each other. But that's
that's not why y'all come to this podcast.
We're just catching up, guys.
Just know, if you ever do want to be talking theories like that, slide into our DMs and stuff, because it definitely, I think you and I, being in the industry we're in, we see firsthand these communities at work. We get invited into people's homes, into people's lives, into one of their biggest memories for their life. We get to be a part of it. And so we really get to see a lot of the inner workings of this kind of stuff and how it all comes to life. But, dude, how was that Kai Simone winery thing? I got to see a few clips. I unfortunately was not able to make it out because the tamale mines have been calling my name. But yeah, dude, how was it?
It went as well as it could have gone, man.
Hell
The only reason why I say it like that is because once again, I've been suffering from a 2-day hangover, guys. And when I say I've been literally like puking my guts out for 2 days straight, not keeping any type of food on me. You see, we're not even drinking on the show today. That never happens. That never happens. There's never not any alcohol. I told your birthday, man, I don't even want to see food today, bro. But man, great turnout, great feedback. There was a couple that showed up that was at my last tasting at Kai Simone, and the gentleman was telling me about how much he learned then and the things that he applied from that conversation and the new stuff that he's going to apply from the new teachings. So I feel like a natural up there, man.
Kind of feedback right there.
I kind of went from, and kudos to you, bro, because Gilberto was just so well spoken, especially amongst the crowd, and I feel like that's kind of helped me become more comfortable talking to people. But I don't really get stage fright anymore. Talking to a group of people, I feel very natural, very comfortable. And I did my award-winning Duck Fat Gumbo, man.
Boom. Dude, keep that title on there.
Hey,
award-winning, all right.
It's going to be the award-winning gumbo to the end of time, bro.
Trophies.
And had some old heads in the crowd who were like, I don't know about that. I don't know about Duck Fat. I don't know about pickled okra. And by the end of it, oh, wow, chef, this is really good. Can I get your business card? All that. So, but that's
an award-winning business card right there, right?
For real. And then you had a tamales and video game.
Yeah, dude, that's the total opposite. Honestly, I think that's the big reason I'm writing this whole the art of conversation is lost, because as you just mentioned, I'm a conversator. I got the motor mouth. It's what I do. I love talking to people. I love sharing energy with people. I'm a social butterfly, fitting in many different social circles. But this video game tournament, man. So, first and foremost, it was a lot of fun. I love video games. I am a gamer. That is, once I am a quintuple gillionaire, you ain't gonna catch me working ever again. I'm just gonna be playing video games till the end of days. That's me. That's what I do. That's my favorite thing. And to that end, I was excited to be there. And I knew, hey, look, I'm not gonna sell out. I knew I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh man, I sold through 3 million tamales. Nah. The video game tournaments don't have a big crowd like that. Most people are there to game and not really do much else. But it was definitely good for me to get that practice run in, because there's a lot of big things coming regarding me being the tamale king. But to that end though, bro, every single person I try to talk to, I'm sitting there, I'm like, look, I know I'm on the spectrum, but you making me look like a normal dude right now.
That's scary.
Like, man.
Oh, snap. Bro, that's crazy.
They would walk up, hey, that smells really good. Thanks, man. Yeah, so I'm the tamale king. These are my tamales. I'm selling plates for $10. Comes with beans, rice, salsa, 3 tamales at your choice. You want me to start getting you going? Look down, look away, look at their phone. Yeah. All right, cool, man. That's so exciting. Thanks for supporting. What flavor you want? I got chicken available. I got pork. I even got the vegetarian bean and cheese. What do you want? I just the tamales, man. You said you have tamales. I'm just like, All right,
Yeah, which
we're
flavor?
done talking. Here's
Here, man,
tamales.
just take
Here's the screen. Just pay
enjoy
out.
it.
I'll
Man,
see you next,
that takes me back to my my pop. Maybe it's just the pop up crowd, bro.
dude.
Because when I used to do pop ups for local artists,
Yeah,
the same group of people, man, just
dude.
hella socially awkward. Like,
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, am I really an old head right now? Like, you darn kids, talk to us old folk. Because it was straight up, it's a video game tournament. Like,
yeah.
I was the oldest person in there, aside from the guy who owned the space. Shout out to the Tournament SA. For doing your
Older
thing.
guys don't do video game tournaments.
Dude, I guess not. Yeah, well, and so this is something I was talking to with the owner about, is I was like, look, bro, the older you get, the more you invest in your own space, in your own time, in your own existence. And truth be told, as much as I love this space and I love like what you've created and the venue you've built, when me and my boys call up and say, hey, we're gonna play some video games today, sick, come to my house. I got all the booze, I got the best food, I got the best couches. I have invested in this space. And so I was talking to him about like, you need to embrace the younger crowd, because he is very like, I don't want kids here. I don't want high school kids here. They don't respect my property. They don't respect my stuff. And I was like, but
That's your people.
yeah, I was like, are you really going to compete? Okay, let me ask you. You're about to go play video games with your best friend. You haven't seen him in years. You going to go to your house, or are you going to go to a strange public space?
Well, I think this just goes back to our theory about the block party versus that house kickback.
Yeah.
You know, people want to feel comfortable around people that they like, areas that they're comfortable in. Nobody is really trying to put themselves out there.
And why would I go pay for something that isn't perfectly suited to me, whereas my house is? I already have all my favorite games. There's a reason I bought them. I already have a comfy couch because I have to use this couch every day.
Yeah.
I already have good controllers. I already have a good TV because I have to use it every day. So what exactly are you offering me? And this is the conversation I was having with him about like starting up leagues, starting up different tournaments, and not letting tournaments be a once in a blue moon thing, but instead make it a thing, because then, okay, I'll go hang out there. Hey, it's league day. There's going to be 42 other people that all love the same video game I do. We're going to go compete against each other. We get to win prizes. And, you know, you got to treat it more like a, what are the rec leagues? Boom. You got to treat it like a video game rec league. But other than that, though, man, it really was a blast. You know, I'm a competitor. I love being competitive. It is what has driven me so far to this point, is just being ultra competitive over every little thing. And so I love being in competitive environments.
Yeah.
And especially too, like, I will say this. When Mr. Shy, autistic, awkward, staring at the floor, me, I don't want anything, comes back and he's like, hey, these tamales are really good, man. That feels extra special. Like, I know how hard it is for you to go talk to people. Thank you for making that effort.
That's true, man.
Yeah,
That's very true. Hey, so with that being said, do we see this same trend eventually happening to restaurants in terms of where catering is becoming? Because we mentioned earlier, now it's not enough just to be a chef. You gotta throw in a whole show with the presentation, the decorations, the appearance, and all this stuff. You gotta provide more than just food. And since people are becoming more secluded, do we see a world where no one's doing restaurants? Just hire the chef.
No, I really think like those collab kitchens that you have worked with in the past, I think that is going to become the norm for quote unquote restaurants. Things like A Way to the Heart here in San Antonio, where no, it's not a restaurant that has a set menu that you can go to every day. They're open maybe a total of 6 days out of the month, where they're doing a special themed dinner, where it's, hey, this is our menu. If you want it, you come. Because I think the way that the communities are going is everything is becoming a lot more local to that sense. I was talking with a good friend about this maybe like 3 weeks ago. Basically talking about how like, yeah, man, everyone has a pop-up now. Like the other day, I saw one of my old employees, her boyfriend, who is 18 years old, was doing a pop-up using the exact same food recipes and everything he learned while working at the restaurant, that I was managing.
And why not?
Exactly. And he went and he did a pop up and people loved it. And
Hey,
I'm like, man, people seemed more excited that they were eating it out of a pop up than actually coming to the restaurant where we have alcohol, decor, an actual theme to it, because that gives people sort of a sense of more agency, like I'm coming out here to support this pop up. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot more of is cool spaces that rotate out cool chefs. And that's free game for everyone. If you are a restaurateur, feel free to start moving in that direction. Call me if you need help for it.
I mean, even to that extent, I know chefs that are getting out of the restaurant to do private chefing.
Yeah.
A few of them have hit me up asking me questions about it, and meanwhile, my clients are asking me, "Hey, so when are you gonna get a brick and mortar?" I'm like, people are trying to get out the restaurant, and honestly, I'm trying to get out of chefing. So we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, I definitely see a world where my whole idea of doing the Chef Kai's experience was to be able to provide people with a restaurant experience in the home. And so it's just crazy that, that's an ongoing trend and it's building. And I don't see it dying out. You have all these social media chefs who are teaching people how to cook at home. Restaurants, the service is dwindling down, wait time. Nobody wants to work in restaurants. Everybody wants to do their own pop-up, be their own caterers and all these things, which is cool, man, because
honestly, I would much rather, don't get me wrong, most restaurants are locally owned as well, but I think it's really fun and interesting to actually know and see you are supporting
this
one
person,
individual. Yeah, exactly. It's not, I'm not supporting your restaurant and I'm not getting you more staff. I'm not supporting all these people's dreams. No, I am getting directly tapped into this chef.
And then too, because how many times have you gone to a restaurant and been like, man, I really like this server. I hope all my money goes to this server. Or I really like the food. The service sucked, but I really like the food and I wish I could only tip the kitchen. Well, now that's just kind of exiting out that middleman. And you know exactly who you're able to support through that.
Well, and the crazy part is I want to see how the laws and legality of all that kind of approaches that new era of dining out. Because, with farming, they went real quick to say, hey, no more local farms, no more, even when you go out to these farming communities, they can't sell you stuff. Like I straight up tried going to a farm and saying, hey, what crops do you grow? Can I buy some? How does this work? You can't buy from us. You have to buy from this third party because they're the corporate entity that legally they're the only ones allowed to purchase directly from farmers. Which right now I don't remember what prop it is or whatever. But legislation is starting to pass in Texas where they are trying to lean back some of those laws. Farmers are trying to get directly tapped into restaurants and consumers. I'll do some research for you. I'll make a post about it later or something if you do want to get involved politically on that end. But I want to see how legislation tackles that because, right now, I ain't going to rat no one out or narc on anyone or anything like that. But there's a lot of these pop-ups that are existing without any of the licensing, any of the health department getting involved or anything like that. And so I'm curious to see, will society legally accept those things and understand, hey, in order to have those things, you got to kind of roll the dice a little bit more? Or are they going to double down and say, no, we're going to protect the restaurants. You must have this in place. We're going to pass new laws.
Well, it's interesting that you even said that because San Antonio Restaurant Group actually made a post saying that if you're doing plate sales or anything like that, they will not approve your post because there's some restaurants out there who are following the regulations and the licenses that has enough problems competing with other people who are following the rules that they don't want to bring outsiders who are not even following the rules. But I felt some type of way about that. Simply because just because a restaurant has their license doesn't mean they're following all the rules. I've worked in several restaurants. There's a lot of BS that goes on behind closed doors, and you simply having a license and running a legitimate business on paper does not always constitute a legitimate business all around. So uh, I feel like it's going to be kind of like the Airbnb era. So when Airbnb first kicked off, people didn't really care. The landlords making their money. The people are renting out and they're catching all these great deals. Everybody's cool. It's not until hotels are getting jealous because all their money's going away now. Places are getting destroyed and there's no, insurance behind it. It's going to take some chaos. So I believe once restaurants really start feeling this revolution of private chefs and caterers and pop ups, that might cause the cracking down and knocking on doors and all the BS behind that. But
dude, there was some app like 10 years ago, popular in, it only existed in New York, LA, and Chicago. And it got shut down super quick. But what it was is you could advertise essentially plate sales.
yeah,
So you could sit here and say, hey guys, for dinner tonight, I'm going to have bean and cheese tacos, and I know I'm going to have leftovers.
yeah,
If anyone wants to swing by and pick up a plate, $5
on
or
by.
whatever, yeah. And it was gelling pretty smoothly,
Yeah.
especially in New York and LA. They're a lot more receptive to, underground culture, so to say.
Yeah.
But then in Chicago, people started dying. Turns out it was lead that was on the menu. So,
Hey, you got those mafias out there, man. That was probably some intentional work.
yeah, no, they got shut down super quick.
Yeah.
But like, I was talking to, so one of my buddies just moved back out to Houston,
yeah.
and he's a photographer. And I saw some post on Instagram talking about how Houston is currently reviving like the techno and house sort of scene, and they're doing it underground. And they're doing it like, not like physically underground, but like straight up like, hey, here's an abandoned warehouse and we broke the lock, came in here with some generators, and now we're having a rave. Let's do it. And I was saying that, I was like, I would really love to be part of, again, not breaking laws and not breaking into places to do pop-ups or anything like that, but more so like creating a culture around that kind of stuff and like seeing what does the quote-unquote underground of the service industry look like in San Antonio. Because I know San Antonio is a tough nut to crack. They don't want to do anything underground, quote-unquote. In San Antonio, everyone, can I see your documents? Can I see your legal things? And are you certified? And do you have your insurances? And this, that, and this. Like, one of the drawbacks of being in military city is, for a lot of us, even without family in the military, we understand sort of militaristic operations and that structure that comes with it rather well.
Well, I don't know, man. I just lost my train of thought.
Either way, though, I'm excited for what these next few years will unfold for the service industry. And speaking of things to come,
underground.
yeah.
There's Kimberly Sutta, man. She has a whole underground dinner series, and I was gonna say that needs to be one of our takeouts, bro.
Yeah.
Because I mean that the whole point of underground, anyways, is for it to be, pretty exclusive. So you kind of gotta be in the know, and I think we're pretty well. But she has homegrown chef. It's her whole theme for these underground. By the way, Kimberly, if you're watching, I could be a homegrown chef feature myself, so
yeah,
just throwing it out there, but definitely want to go check that out, bro.
Yeah, no, dude, and I still want to go check out A Way to the Heart too, man. Like, I will say this, San Antonio's starting to have cooler things.
Yeah.
And I just have not made the time to go check it out. I've been so swamped myself, and like, again, it's hard to be like, hey, you want to go out somewhere? When I know we're about to cook something better here, we're about to make better drinks here.
That hurts. And then too, a lot of these events happen on weekends. That's like our weekday.
Yeah.
Those are our work days.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough to do this. And like, that's always been the double-edged sword to me. I was trying to, so one of the things I got coming up later this December is at a bar. I'll dive into more info there. But when I was trying to describe the place to someone I'm going to partner with for that event, I was like, yeah, it's an industry spot. So like, you know, they get busier later in the night when all the restaurants close because they're a spot that has geared itself around industry folk.
Yeah.
And there's always definitely two sharp distinct differences. Like, I remember when I was working at Bohannon's, man, doing these 6-7 days a week,
Yeah.
I never got to go anywhere cool because every cool spot, oh man, you gotta check out Beak on the Banks. They close at 9, we close at 10. Well, cross them off my list. I'll never be able to see them. And then I finally start working at a restaurant that's like, hey guys, we're gonna be closed Sundays and Mondays. That way everyone always has guaranteed days off. Sunday gives you a weekend. Monday gives you a weekday, so you can go to banks and all this stuff. Well, then all of a sudden, every cool restaurant started following that trend. And so every place was closed Sunday, Monday. And I was like, man.
Yeah.
And it always is it feels like such a double-edged blade of like, okay, I want to do cool for my community, but my community is not going to be the one coming out and eating here because of my hours of operation, you know? You can't, not everyone can be on the same football team, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and then honestly for me, like, my community and my customer are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
My client, they gonna blow it regardless. You know, no matter what day of the week. My community, maybe once a week we go splurging a little bit. Yeah.
But that's also, I don't know, I think that's the nature of industry, regardless of what industry you're in, because so often what we do, it's never for us, it's for the spectator. Like, think of athletes, right? They're in the same community, but like, what's the likelihood? LeBron reaches out to Kevin Durant and says, dude, you should come check out one of our games. Dog, I'm playing against you that day. Yeah. Like, these communities exist for other people's enjoyment. It's for the spectator, you know, just as the service industry is for the diner, it's for the consumer, it's for the client. And so it's always so weird to like, man, I want my servers to come out to my restaurant, you know, I want these chefs to come out and eat here, but it doesn't make sense for me to be open till, 4 or 5 in the morning to make sure the bartenders can come out here.
Which I think is important, why entrepreneurship is important. Because when you're actually working for a restaurant, it's extremely hard to get weekends off. You know, we might get lucky enough to, I get weekends off here and there, but to absolutely have a zero chance of getting a Saturday or Friday off unless you requested it months in advance, which I think is a good selling point. Y'all already know we've been talking about course building, eventually taking on mentees to be able to show people how to do what we're doing. I feel like that's a great selling point, man. You want your freedom. You want to be able to enjoy what you see everybody else enjoying. Because I think that was the hardest thing about being a server.
Yeah.
Was watching every day. I had to watch people enjoy their lives. That was literally like my everyday job. And not only just watching them enjoy their lives, but me watching them and me feeling like I'm not getting any closer to that in this position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of being in the rat trap.
Because that's the thing. You want money, you gotta give up your life. That's the way serving works.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, people are paying bank because you've created this amazing, awesome experience. Mm-hmm. Now, do you want to get off that day so you can go live that life, quote unquote? Or do you want to make the money so you can afford that life? And it is definitely the rat trap, the vicious cycle, the nonstop of, oh man, we have to do this, we got to do that. And I will say that has been one of the most pleasurable experiences of finally making the full dive and going full-time entrepreneur, is actually being able to almost take control of my own life. Being as simple as it is, like with time, as a server, I always told myself, oh no, I control my time. I can request off whenever I want. And if they don't give me those days off, I go find another restaurant to work in. I have control over that. But it's a totally different world once you become an entrepreneur, and it's no longer choosing when to be off and when to work. It's like choosing how to work and how to spend that time and where you want to spend that time. And to that end, I feel that I have chosen, I'm not going to say poorly, this is going to be a whole lot of fun, But it's crazy. I feel like right now I'm a surfer and I'm seeing a record-breaking wave coming in off the coast, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, whoo, that's a big wave. But on the other end, I know once I get on that wave, I'm going to be so excited and having a lot of fun. Because as you may or may not have seen, if you follow me on Instagram at the Guild TX, I have become the Tamale King.
Tamale King.
That's me. And I'm going to release my December schedule coming up. But to put it simply, I have committed myself not even to any extra sales, not even to anyone being able to reach out to me and say, hey, can I cop some of them tamales? Nothing like that. I have already committed myself to about 15,000 tamales from now till the end of December.
That's crazy, man.
Bro, 15,000.
So how many people does that feed? Is that 3 per person?
Yeah, so I'm doing 3 per person.
So that's 1,500 people.
Yeah.
Is that right? No, 5,000.
Oh, yeah. 5,000. Okay.
5,000 people.
So let me put it this way. I've committed to 1,500 people to serve, but I have also committed large orders to give to bars. I've committed to, I think, 3 different pop-ups during this month too. And so it is,
feeding the world right there, man.
The tamale mines are up and running, and it's crazy how much better I've gotten at it. Like, of course, at first I'm working out of the house and I'm just like, all right, what recipes do I want to use? What do I want to do here? And this season, the first time I sat down to make tamales, I made about 80 in like a little under 2 hours. And I was like, all right, cool, that's good, whatever. And I got to try them all, good recipes, whatever. I've committed to it, yada, yada, yada. Spent the rest of the week cranking out tamales to see how much I can do. And then finally went and worked in an actual industrial kitchen, and I was able to crank out like 400 in about like 3 or 4 hours. Obviously, they still needed to be steamed, but still. And I was like, okay, there we go. And I'm cruising for this week, hoping that I'll be able to crank out 600 a day. Because this Sunday, I'm back at Slate Theory providing the Tamale King services for their wine club pickup party, which right now in reservations, they're at $552 for the day. So 552 plates as of today I gotta make. Plus, of course, I want to sell them by the dozen. I want people to know, hey, you love that? Take it for your Christmas. I'm working really hard on the marketing for this. And so I want to be able to give someone a package with my little sticker on it. And it is, like I said, it's seeing that huge wave of what I've committed myself to that definitely does get me. Like I said, one part is nerves. Oh man, can I ride a wave that big? But like I said, once I get on that wave, I know I'm be cruising with nothing but smiles on my face.
Heck yeah, bro. Is this the side work that we're doing?
Oh, dude, moving into it. I guess, yeah, hey, we like riding a bike. Didn't even realize it's already been almost an hour. I guess, side work.
Cranking out those tamales.
And Morning Brew will be back tomorrow.
We need those workouts, man.
Yeah.
Gotta work off that turkey, ham,
everything.
Greens, tomatoes, potatoes.
Hey, you see they made a Spanish version of that song?
To you, yeah. You name it.
That is a timeless classic.
Yeah.
So the Morning Brew is coming back. If you don't know what it is, follow us on Instagram at the Mirepoix Podcast. Every morning we like to go live right after one of our workouts and basically just talk to y'all about what we got planned for the day, how our week's going, discuss a book that we're reading. What was the name of the book?
Unreasonable Hospitality.
Unreasonable Hospitality. That's what we're jamming into next. But all in all, though, it's going to be fun. They're always good time. You get to kind of see the more intellectual and technical side of our existence.
Yeah.
And we do them every morning, Monday through Friday. It helps us build good habits, helps us hold ourselves accountable. As always, follow me on Instagram at the Guild TX to keep up to date with the Tamale King saga. As I mentioned, I got big things coming up with Slate Theory. I got a few bars I'm working with to set up pop-ups with them to give everyone the opportunity to come buy my tamales because I'm going to be making these out of a professional kitchen. I'm paying good money to rent it. So shoot me a DM if you do want some on the side, but chances are I won't be doing home visits. I won't be doing pickups. I'll be filling my week with pop-ups for you to be able to come out to them, pick them up, enjoy a cool event I've put together, and get yourself some tamales. But what's your side?
Look like you got an order coming in on the episode already.
Shout out to moms.
Getting them sold.
I don't know if I can sell them to you, Mom, but you can have 4 dozen.
Man, we have 3 events this weekend. 2 of them will be on Saturday. Literally minutes apart from each other.
There we go.
So it's awesome to be able to implement the things that we've been practicing or saying that we want to do. Be able to be in 2 places at once. So looking forward to that. Got a meeting with a chef tomorrow who says he wants to pick my brain. He's currently doing a food truck, and I was running my food truck back when I was about 26 years old or so. So got a little bit of food truck under my belt, and he just wants to kind of, know. So back to the whole community aspect, I actually reached out to a chef today who I'm aspiring to be, and you're always somebody's goal. So even when you think like, yo, this is rough, I'm in a tough spot. Somebody is aspiring to be right where you are. So never take those things lightly, and that's what I'll be doing. And hopefully also drinking more water and flushing out all this alcohol that I consumed on Saturday, man. I just consumed an unholy amount, and I don't know how many times we drank together. I drink. I feel like I drink pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened Saturday, bro.
Dude, sports drinking is different.
Sports drinking is different. You're right about that.
Bro, talk about them 2-day hangovers. Sorry to take it back to the past. R&B night, bro.
So even R&B night wasn't that bad for
dude,
me.
like, it was, I don't know what had happened to me, what got put in my system.
It was your birthday, man.
But I'm going to say this, that was, so knock on wood, I've never had a hangover in my life. I got the hardest working liver in the galaxy. I have my little system of always chugging water as I chug alcohol.
That's something we forgot too, your birthday, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to me.
Hey.
I mean, at this point, it feels like forever ago.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude, I don't know what happened to R&B night, but when I woke up that next Sunday, bro, whew, I was out of commission, man.
Yeah.
And it was, dude, whew.
That's hilarious.
I was sitting there, I was like, man, is this a hangover?
Those elixirs, bro.
Dude, those elixirs, they are tough, bro.
So I was going through my photo gallery, and all November has been an equal amount of partying and working. Like one is us like all in the club. The next one is me like doing a wine presentation. The next one is Saturday service for football. We're chugging beers, and then the next one is me doing anniversary. So it's been a great
balance,
time, man. It is about balance.
Because I will say that is something special of, like you said, going back in that photo reel and seeing Saturday night, all right, everyone, cheers, shotgun and beers. Yeah. And then Sunday morning, hey, everyone, welcome to our brunch.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up this evening. I'm definitely hungover, but I'm here for you.
Yeah. Dude, you know what was wild? I saw a post the other day talking about it's crazy how some of our friends are becoming teachers because I know them and they party hard and we go and get drunk together. And now I'm starting to realize when we were kids, our teachers were probably doing the same thing. And it's just like,
it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because I just thinking about it, it's even like with parents, it's just a different perspective the older you become. And just when you think everybody's so innocent and nice, they just got the hat on today. They're just wearing the right hat. Take the hat off, a different person comes out.
But yeah, man. So hey, that's been our welcome back. Sorry for the wait, catching y'all up on what we've been up to, letting you know what we got coming up. And I cannot stress this enough. Go follow all the important Instagrams at the Mirepoix Podcast so you can keep up with our morning brews. We go live every morning around 10 or 11-ish, depending on when we finish our workouts. We discuss good books, we discuss good food, we hold each other accountable. And, you know, if y'all come in and join us, in a sense, we're all holding each other accountable, and it's a real good time to do it. Follow me at The Guilty X to keep up with the Tamale King saga. Make sure you follow Chef Kais at Chef Kais to keep up with all his latest and greatest stuff, because 'tis the season. If you ever wanted to catch us out and about and doing stuff and seeing like the true behind the scenes stuff, now's the time to do it.
The time.
Because we are definitely going with it. But that's been episode 51. We've been the Mirepoix. No more questions. Let's make way for the losing team.
Adios.